Hey guys, welcome to Smart Trades Stock Talk. I started this channel 5 months ago in April 1st of this year in hopes of really delivering a quality, distinguished analysis of the stock market for you guys. And really from then, we've garnered a lot of support and we've really become like a stock market family of sorts in that you guys comment on my videos, we talk about it during our Facebook groups, and I really learned to appreciate all of you guys, whether you're watching for the first time or whether you're a returning viewer. So today I'm really excited to announce the long-awaited stock course. We'll talk about the benefits of the course in a moment and more on the later in this video, but you can check out the course in the link below. So it's in the comment section of the YouTube page. So take a look when you get the chance, if you want to, of course. Let's take a look at SPY, or the S&P 500 on the intraday chart. Now, the one thing I really want to stress to you guys in terms of the general market movement is we've had a higher high line, and I put that in just a couple of days ago. I believe 2 days ago, I talked to you guys about this higher high line, which is situated at a resistance of 291 to 292. And you guys can see that, yes, we went over it a little bit, but certainly we wanted more confirmations if we could continue to move higher. But today, look what's been happening. And this is not a line that I drew in today, as you guys know. We got rejected off of the resistance area. So is this definitive sign downwards? In my opinion, it is not the definitive sign to the downside. As a matter of fact, we could easily continue to do what? And we've seen it in previous days in various charts in which what? You guys can see we can move sideways. We can move sideways until possible another push higher for general markets. So right now, what are we doing? What we can talk about in terms of today's movement is we're still moving sideways, and we're likely to see a sideways movement on Friday, and that's just really how it is as we lead on to the Labor Day holiday, the long weekend, and usually we would have lighter volume going into a Friday, as you guys know. So, if you guys ask me, whether this is the definitive reversal back down, I have to question with you with this question, right? Why did we not close near the bottom of this candle at 289.66? Why did we manage to come up and, pretty much close inside the green candle of yesterday's candle? So therefore, we can't be entirely bearish in my opinion, and it's just consolidating sideways. Yes, if you were watching the intraday chart, you might have had that scare, like, oh my gosh, here it goes, right? And you guys can see after market we're still dipping a little bit, but in my opinion, this isn't the definitive sign just yet. So I want to take you guys to volatility really quick. So here is volatility, and you guys can see how volatility was ready to react when the markets had that sign, when the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Dow were all pushing lower. And one of which was, Amazon was the big news story today as it went over the $2,000 mark. And it actually continued over $2,000, but then the force gave way, and then we went to the downside. That downside propagated the NASDAQ to go into the negative as well. It was actually leveraging the markets during the market day today, but that really propagated the sell-off in the NASDAQ. And then you could see when all three markets started to decline, we saw the massive spike in terms of volatility. So what do I expect for volatility in the next few days? I don't expect this trend to continue for that long, at least tomorrow. And this kind of coincides with my analysis in terms of the general markets. Now, if we do see that significant sell-off in that point, at that point, we might change the analysis just a little bit, depending on, we have to ask ourselves, why are we selling off? Today, whatever news items came out, it was, again, China and the tariffs, what's new? But the market was just really looking for a reason to start selling off near resistance area. It got the reason, and therefore, here's the volatility. So, be on the lookout for this in the near future. Let's take a look at commodities as always. So looking at 4/CL, I want to point you guys to, once again, previous analyses that we've done in terms of crude oil. recall in crude oil, what did we say? And this is really, I'm not a stranger to these patterns. I've seen these patterns over and over again, and you guys can see the resistance was at $70. Where did we close at? Guys, if you don't believe me, just watch my yesterday's video, and you guys will see that I said crude oil's resistance is $70, and you guys can see where did we close at the end of the day. We're attracted to previous resistance area, and bam, right? We didn't go over it, but we closed right at the resistance area as we expected. But what's crude oil doing? Well, we're at another resistance. We can certainly go sideways before that next leg higher, right? So crude oil continues to look bullish. And the big target, right, in my opinion, is, are we able to get to the the 76.47 resistance level, which is breaking the all-time yearly highs of crude oil? That's the big question mark. But right now, crude oil obviously is on an uptrend. Talked about the ticker to be interested in would be UWT. There's UWT again, once again, went up. That follows crude oil, went up just a couple percentage points right now. All right, before we get to natural gas, let's take a look at some of the things that you will be looking at. So once again, guys, the course link is down below, and I'll show you guys, when you guys come into the page, the Smart Trades link, you'll be met by this home page. You'll have the enroll in the course button. The course itself is $2.99, but there is a promotion that I'm putting up just for the month of August. So it's today and tomorrow, and it's 10% off the course. So, and really, that amount isn't really that much if you think about all the benefits that you're getting, and you're going to be learning quite a bit in the course, and that's something that is really all not that much. So you guys can read through this, but this is the website itself. So you guys can see from the course content, there's over 10 hours of video lectures, monthly tickers that I'll post to watch, private stock talks. There's a spreadsheet that you guys can use, and you guys get to talk with me 30 minutes every Sunday on Discord. So that is something to look forward to if you guys are interested. And then finally, this is me, of course. And then you guys can take a look at the class curriculum, and this is the stuff that we are going to be talking about. So if this is something that interests you, if it doesn't interest you, that's perfectly fine. But you guys will really get a deep dive of how I do technicals, how I find these, buy areas, sell areas, stop loss. And this is something that you guys can go on the website and take a look for yourself. There's many indicators, ETFs, market psychology, several case studies that I put up, and then several stock market pearls that I've learned over the years. So that is just a brief glance of what you guys will be getting in the course, and there's really a lot of benefits. So please let me know if you guys do have any questions. I think a lot of you were looking forward to the course. So without further ado, let's get back to natural gas futures. And actually, one thing about the course is, guys, when you guys join, it's going to be a small tight-knit group, obviously, to start off with, right? It's going to be a small tight-knit group, and what's the benefit of that? You guys get personalized interaction with me, one-on-one. So that's just fantastic in my opinion, a good opportunity to take advantage of. Take a look at /NG or natural gas. So here's natural gas right now. Resistance obviously at 2.987 that we pointed out every single day. And yesterday I talked about the scenario of what, right? You guys can see a short-term natural gas reversal back to the upside, As a matter of fact, I can almost argue a couple of this. It's not only a short-term reversal, this is looking in more and more as a possible medium to longer term reversal right now. You guys can imagine how we did pull lower, but look again, once again, we formed yet another tail candle right here. So this is looking for yet another reversal back to the upside for natural gas. And therefore, I would want to caution you if you're in inverse natural gas or DGAZ. So this is DGAZ right now. You guys can see, this tail candle doesn't look very good now. So the probable trajectory for temporarily, at least for inverse natural gas, has to be, in my opinion, to the downside. All right, /GC or gold futures. In yesterday's video, we talked about gold futures having a really 50-50 outlook. And the reason why you're like, Kevin, well, shouldn't you pick a side? Shouldn't you be leaning one way or the other? How can you just be 50-50? That's like doing no analysis at all. Well, one thing, why I was 50-50 is because here's the support or the resistance line. It can be the support, it can be in the resistance, and we're really teeter-tottering right in between that area. What does that mean? That is showing indecision in the gold markets at this point. So one can argue several things. In the yearly chart, we can see that here was the breakdown candle, and this is likely, if you looked at this chart, to play out back to the downside, right? So that is one thing that you could be analyzing. However, you guys can imagine, if you were looking at it like this, right? Here's the upside. What can we do at a resistance? Consolidate sideways before that next leg higher. That could be the other pattern, right? The other 50-50 pattern. And therefore, this is not a trade that we have to force ourselves to make. If we're on a 50-50, there's better trades to go into than a gold trade that is leading towards that direction. So I just want to give you guys a quick glance of JNUG, JNUG, which follows gold, and you guys can see how gold is now once again falling. And if you looked at the gold chart, one might argue that this is more of a bearish flag in the formation, right? Here's the bear flag formation that usually plays out to the downside. So right now, gold is certainly not something I am interested in right now. All right, let's take a look at all of your tickers. So we have quite a bit to go through today, and let's start with the ticker EA. So EA is Electronic Arts, and it came out with news of Battlefield being delayed, but there might be something else in the works, because just because a game is being delayed, launch is not really going to, and should not propagate a 8% decline in the stock. So there's something else going on, whatever it is, we'll see what happens, but this is a rather steep decline, and you guys can see that where did we fall to? That near-term support at around 116.73. Unfortunately for Electronic Arts, this is not, in my opinion, a good buy area, because we managed to close under the support area. That usually signals lower prices to come. So given this massive down move today, I need consolidation patterns to form before that possible reversal. And that might take from days to weeks to months perhaps. So we'll just have to wait this one out, Electronic Arts. All right, Kim, we'll go to your ticker, FNKO. Kim? So FNKO is one that has been on a very steady incline. Now, the one thing you want to be cautious of is look at FNKO, right? Here's the peak. We don't know where the peak would be. There's certainly more potential for it to go higher, but you guys can imagine, if I asked you, where's the resistance? You'll be like, I'm not sure. If I asked you, where's the best time to buy in? What would you say? Well, you might say it's probably not right now, and that's just pretty obvious. Sure, it can go higher, but look how overextended we are over the 20-period moving average. Well, the best time to buy in is when we have a confirmation of some sort of reversal. Here was your confirmation of the reversal at the 20-period moving average. What are we looking for in the future? Probably something similar. Whether it goes to the $28, comes back down and does that candle, I'll be happy to relook at that, invest in at that point in time. But right now, it's just a little overextended, and I would just want to wait for some sort of consolidation at some sort of support area. Thank you for your submission. Very good trend overall, I think. Nathan, hey, I scalped Twitter from yesterday's lows. Can you take a look at FedEx for me? FedEx. Okay, so FedEx, let's take a look at this. We have earnings coming out in a little less than a month. And right now, what are we forming? We are going up, we're going higher right now. That is true. And you guys can see there's a resistance at around 261.35. And there's actually a couple of resistance. One is at 257.62. But this is on an uptrend short term. Long trend, long term, this is actually pointing out to the downside. Why is that? Here is the bear flag formation. Can you guys see that? So here it is, right? Here's the down move followed by a consolidation move back up. Here's the down move followed by another consolidation move back up. And usually that results for another down move. Now, the one thing, what do you think the stock is doing right now? Well, the stock is, if you guys can just imagine this pattern, the stock is, here's earnings, right? We're going to probably, and this is just speculation once again, but perhaps it's going to, go slightly higher to the resistance area, wherever it lands itself. And that's going to be earnings day. It's decision day for the stock because we're attracted to previous support or resistance levels. This will be a resistance level somewhere around here. And we're going to stop right here. The earnings is going to come out, and that's going to be the catalyst of breaking the resistance or moving back down. What a great story to tell for FedEx at that point. And, that's a likely scenario that could occur. So in my opinion, if it's on a bear flag trajectory, why take the chance of going into something that is possibly going to decline at this point right now, in my opinion. So thank you for that. And Evan, I analyzed the electronic arts for you, so hopefully that one helps as well. Yarvin, thank you for your comment as always. Tyson, great that you're learning from these Stock Talk videos. And okay, so let me just call out Tyson, Mario. Thank you for all of your submissions. And yeah, let's take a look at a couple more tickers. We'll start with DJ Sin with ABMD. Great day for Adobe. Adobe, right? This looks really good. I talked about a resistance area at 417.13. I talked about the potential for it to move higher. We yet moved higher again, 1.63%. In my opinion, we're still close by. Actually, we did manage to touch the resistance area. Can you guys see that? How we touched the resistance area and then we came off of it today? Is that unusual? No, it's not unusual. But if you guys did take advantage of this pattern, that's really good in my opinion. And therefore, is there potential to move higher? Sure. Yeah, I think, but the best time to get in would have been near a support area, a double bottom area right here. It was kind of hard to see if you guys were, trying to invest in this area, a possible double bottom, but you guys can see that we did form a couple of tail candles, never closed below the tail candle, and that was the move necessary for the move higher. So, all right, DJ Sin, thank you. And Rizwan, we'll take a look at HLT. All right, so this is Hilton. So the one thing that you guys notice from Hilton is this is a rather steady stock. This one doesn't move all that much. Look at these candle sizes, right? Daily candle sizes, really small. What is it doing? It is doing a bull flag trajectory right now, and this is certainly looking great. I think we're in the middle, near the middle of the bear flag, the bull flag trajectory, and then there's a probable leg higher. So Hilton is looking good in my opinion. If you like slower moving stocks, then this is one to certainly look into. I think the best time to get in has to be near the white line or the support area, but very good eye on that. Addy boy, let's take a look at your comment. So ticker Baba. On weekly chart, I see the stock has bottomed and is moving up. So do you think it's going to continue its upward momentum? So here is Baba, right, at the support of 167.34. And this is something that I'm closely watching, is that general market movement, right? If the general market movement is forming that top, and today we have a small signal, it's not a definitive signal. If we have that small, continuously tomorrow, if we get that signal, Monday, we get that signal. If we can get that signal just for 1 or 2 more days that we're forming that top area, then chances are Alibaba is not going to be the Lone Ranger in which it's going to go higher if the markets are dipping. So, this is one in which we want to, this is declining right now, the best entry area would be 166.36, but pay close attention to the markets as well, because if the markets are going down, chances are this will continue to go down as well. So best opportune buying area would be near the support, but don't be surprised if we have lower prices if markets do drop. Moviegoer, thank you. Of course, thank you for your comment. Joe, is there any way you can incorporate a little Fibonacci analysis for the stocks that are reaching new highs? Square. So for Fibonacci, this is not really something that you could do Fibonacci on for Square, because you'd have to be guessing, if you're looking at retracement, you have to be guessing as to where the high is. And right now, we don't see a high just yet. We can't speculate and say that this was the high and we're going to come on down, right? That's just not reasonable. And therefore, it's not possible to do Fibonacci right now on Square in terms of a retracement. But certainly we are getting overextended at that area. Square, very strong stock. Am I going to invest in Square right now? Probably not. Probably wait for some sort of decline before possibly looking into Square. But, we actually talk, guys. Can you guys see this box down here? Can you guys see this box was made in April? We talked about Square in April. In terms of what? In terms of possibly buying into Square at that point. And that was at the $49, $50 mark. Guys, if you guys just, listen to that stock talk and held Square at that point, that would have been over a 70%, move. So that's just something for you guys to consider. All right, Chris, the ticker now. So once again, very nice ticker to look at. This is a very predictable pattern that is playing out to the upside. Unfortunately, we are at the resistance level, right? What did we do at the resistance level? Usually the stock comes down. The best time to buy is around 184, 183, 182 area. Right now we're nearing 200s. We hit a 201 all-time high nearing the resistance. Let's wait for this one to come down, but very good trend overall. Good job, Chris. Millen, you're eerily accurate with your chart reads. Thank you. All my recent profits are from your viewing interpretations of the market. Well, thank you so much. I try to give you guys, not necessarily tell you where to exactly buy or sell, but just to show you guys the general trends. And really, it's up to you guys to determine whether you want to buy and sell. And if you guys made the right decision based off of my analysis and your own analysis, of course, that's even better. So thank you. And yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are benefiting from this. Tone Sprag SPY double top. What is that? So here we're looking at really a penny stock, and you guys can see that it really fluctuates rather quickly. This one moves rather quickly. You guys can see a near-term resistance at 0.44 cents. So 44 cents, there's potential for it to go higher, but as this is a penny stock, it's hard to see, because this can be easily manipulated as well. Not something I would actually like to go in. Sure, it has the potential to pop 38% all in one day, but I can also argue that it can drop 20+% in one day as well. So just not something I would actively watch at this time. All right, guys. That is it for this video. Hopefully you guys, take a look at the course. If you enjoy it, perfect. If you don't, that's perfectly fine as well. Be sure to hit a like on this video, of course, if you do like this video. And I will see you guys on Sunday Stock Talk. As always, we're going to take a look at tomorrow on Sunday, and we're going to look forward to the next week. So next week, we have a 4-day week, of course, because of the Labor Day weekend, and a lot of chatter right now about potential markets dropping. So we'll kind of round out this week and look forward to next week and see what happens. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys all on Sunday.